こいつが私の親友を殺したんだ黙れ一瞬後に残る傷をつけてやら
Anime moments where the bullies got what they deserved. Karma works in mysterious ways. When you least expect it, it hits you like a boomerang and causes you to weep. And while some manage to dodge the blow, some get what they deserve. And oh boy, how satisfying it is when bad people finally get whacked. So with that in mind, let's see which bullies receive that treatment in the anime world. Here, I'll be counting down my picks for the anime bullies whose actions could not be excused in any stretch of the imagination, as they finally get shattered by their fate. And yes, there will be spoilers. Before we dive into our bullies, make sure to give this video a quick thumbs up and tap that subscribe button and be first to know every time I post something new. Now, coming at number 10, we have... Serena Shizukume turning into mist. Let me just get one thing straight. Serena and her posse were literally the scum of the earth. The things they did just make their own egos happy were truly unsettling to watch, as their persistent bullying of Aya left her suicidal. They put sharp objects into her shoes, destroyed her desk, physically abused her, and even went so far as to sell her to men who were just as awful as bullies themselves. How can anyone ever top that? Serena stuck out in particular because even after the bullying incident, she continued to be an asshole to everyone. But after a few episodes in the manga series, we witnessed Serena lose her life after overusing her stick for Aya, and eventually, she turned into mist and disappeared into the wind. I don't know what you guys think, but Serena's disappearance was well deserved because she was a horrible person. Number 9. Makoto Ito, meeting his doom. Next up, we have Makoto Ito's well-deserved doom. When it comes to the term human garbage, Makoto Ito is pretty much the first to pop in mind for anyone who has seen the anime School Days. Calling him heartless simply won't do, as this hormone-driven piece of a man seemed like he was on a quest to destroy as many lives as he could. The number of lies he told and women he cheated on is already pretty hateful. You also get scenes where a girl lies that she is pregnant with his child, to which he replies, "Oh, whoopsie doopsie, get rid of it this instant." So you know, seeing him getting pierced countless times by one of his multiple lovers was just kind of satisfying. Now, I'm not sure whether he deserved to be murdered fully, but it was pretty satisfying to watch nonetheless. Number 8, Tomu and the Bloodbath. Next up, we have this pesky little kid, Tomu. Elfin Lied has the pleasure of being the home to one of the most annoying and brutal bullies in all of anime, and Tomu is basically a young brat that leads a group of bullies in an orphanage that is also Kaeda's home. Tomu bullies her so much that she ends up hating the human race. His group does many terrible things to her, but Tomu takes it too far by butchering Kaeda's puppy in front of her bare eyes. As a result of this consequence, Kaeda becomes furious and blows everyone up, leaving a pool of blood everywhere. Now, the spectacle may have been cruel to watch, but considering the fact that Tomu was a psychopath bully, watching his fate drown in misery was satisfying. Kaname Asagiri losing his life. On number 7, we have Kaname losing everything. In a series packed to the rim with horrendous bullies, it would take someone truly diabolical to stand out amongst all the bullshit. However, Aya's brother, Kaname Asagiri, also the main bully of the series, manages to stand out. Admittedly, the family's father constantly bullies Kaname for failing to meet his expectations, but that hardly ever justifies the brother's regular harassment towards his sister. His actions go well beyond sibling banter, as he literally beats and restrains Aya to within an inch of her life. He's manipulative and a crazy freak. After witnessing so many of his dreadful acts, it is nearly impossible to view his character as anything other than a monstrous bully. However, later in the series, he comes to his senses and tries to become better, but that doesn't make us forget how badly he treated his own sister. Luckily, we get to witness his punishment. In the 138th episode, Kaname loses his lifespan while casting a spell just before the earth collapsed. Now, he was casting magic just so he could make Aya's life a bit better than the hell it already is, but his efforts weren't enough, and unfortunately, he had to lose his life. So I must say, this was well deserved.
心臓に包丁を突き立てて自殺しろ。
なんだよ、言いたいことあんなら言えよ。いっつもわけわかんねえ顔しやがってムカついてんだろ。なあ、言えよ。
Shoya getting bullied for being a bully. Next, we have Shoya getting a taste of his own medicine. Okay, so this one is a little strange, as I adore Shoya to death, but that is no excuse that he was once a heartless bully when he was young. And what does he get in return? Yes, you guessed it, it's a taste of his own medicine. He becomes the target of bullying. Now, I'm not encouraging you to fight fire with fire, but in Shoya's case, it was indeed a much needed wake-up call. I say this because he's not only grew up to understand what it means to be a victim, to be a disliked, but he also grew as a person and became much more respectful. So in that way, it was truly satisfying to watch him get a taste of his own medicine.
何？何言ってんだよ。
桐生院ら。何のつもりだ、サツキ。演説はそこまでだ、理事長。
Mothers and daughters. Satsuki, Kiryui, and Ryuko Matoi versus Ragio, Kiryui.
この桐生院サツキ、生命繊維打倒のために立ち上がる。
Here we have the wretched mother who was literally murdered by her own children. When it comes to children's rebellions against abusive and neglectful parents, Kill la Kill will leave no one unmoved. Ragio was perhaps one of the worst bullies, and not to mention a mother in anime history. Why, you ask? Well, she manipulated and abused her second child and once threw a child in the gutter. So the fact that her second child rebelled and dedicated his life to destruction was more than deserved. And the fact that this abandoned kid came out of the blue to deliver a fatal blow was also much needed. She really had nothing good to offer, and I personally love that those she abandoned or hurt ended up killing her, hence truly deserved. Bakugou taking a lousy blow from All for One in Deku's steed. On number 4, we have Bakugou being an asshole to Deku and then receiving a well-deserved ending. Bakugou is undoubtedly one of the most popular bullies in anime, however, he is far from being the worst kind. One of the many reasons why Bakugou was a popular bully was that he never bullied anyone but Deku. He did so because he thought Deku was below him. However, later in the anime, Bakugou really showed his true side, which was kind of angelic, but still, thinking about all those times he talked Deku down, messed with him, and made him feel weak. Bakugou deserved his fate. Bakugou sacrificed himself just to save Deku and in some way made up for all the times he belittled him. Now, I don't condone this behavior at all, but in comparison to some of the other bullies listed in this video, Bakugou is basically an angel.
てめえとやった時より強くなってんぞ俺。
それは焦る。
食べて。今まで食べなかったお菓子を食べてくれるなら助けてあげる。
Ruka digging her own grave.
あいつを殺すって言ったら助けてあげる。
Next, we have Ruka killing herself as a consequence of her own action. God knows how many bullies in Danganronpa deserve to be punished, but Ruka Aduo definitely deserves special attention because she had no sense at all and just did what she felt was fun. She literally murdered her boyfriend because she was suspicious of him cheating on her. What's worse, she almost killed her best friend too, because why not? So in episode 11, her being hypnotized and killing herself shortly after was well deserved. There's something about this show that really has me rooting for the stupidest things.
できるわけねえよこんなの。
できないじゃない。やるんだよ。
Takakas getting knifed by Nagisa.
世の中に父親の命令を聞かない家族がどこにいる？
On number 2, we have Takakas Doom. Every school has that one mentor who uses their power for horrible purposes. In Assassination Classroom, Akira Takaoka is one hell of an example. Initially, Takaoka comes off as a helpful and generous man. However, he turns out to be a merciless drill instructor who abuses his power and strength through brute violence and force. He loves to beat the crap out of his students when they object to his methods of training. So when one of the students, Nagisa in particular, claps back by showing off his knife skills, Akira finally gets a taste of his own medicine. But even after getting a knife show from Nagisa, Akira didn't give up. He tried to fight back again later in the series, but Nagisa showed him his place in the ground, making his defeat even more satisfying.
その数瞬を逃さない。流れるように2本目の刃を抜くが早いか。うっそ。
Coming up at number 1, we have Akis Death. Akihonda is generally one of the worst bullies in all of anime. She is a middle school student who is basically far above any other on this list, but you'll be pleased to know that she faced a satisfying and, well, if you know anyone with a weak stomach, revolting death. Aki is the leader of the middle school bully gang that loves to bully the series protagonist, Hiroko Kaizuka. Her team literally tormented this poor girl just because she got high grades and was jealous of her. They forced her to shove worms inside her mouth and caused her to weep for mercy. Just know that Aki gets what's coming to her and more for her horrible actions. A crazy looking monster appeared known as a shadow dragon, broke through the wall, immediately pierced her stomach with its nails, and then let her body bleed out like a running faucet. Yes, that was terrifying to watch, but it was well deserved. So which one of these bullies do you think deserved more pain? Or, if you're the kind of person who sympathizes with bullies and think they should receive a positive ending, which is kind of weird, but either way, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to subscribe by leaving a comment saying, "I subscribed," and I will personally respond to your comments. And while you're there, like this video and ring the bell icon to be notified about my latest videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe, anime fans.